Welcome back to the Maxwell Leadership Podcast. Now, if this is your first time, still welcome back. We've been waiting on you. We've been right here. And I'm so glad you're here. See, this is the podcast that adds value to leaders who multiply value to others. My name is Mark Cole, and today we're talking all about leadership.
Leadership. There you are.
Two things that
How to be a good leader. What makes a good leader?
Most people know John Maxwell as a communicator. He's spoken over 13,000.
Communication is the number one when it comes to leadership.
But one of the things that my co-host and I, Chris Godey, love about John Maxwell is how he is a leader communicator.
Because he aligns his followers.
And
he uses communication to gather together.
And tells people what to do.
That's right.
How he leads, communicates, showing people.
You show them what to do, and then they follow the leader. That's what they call
John C. Maxwell's message today.
To lead.
Learn how you can become
to lead and to follow.
Then Chris Godey and I, my co-host, will discuss this lesson and how you can apply it to your life, your leadership.
That's right. Your personal life.
Make sure to go to
personal leading life.
/leader communicator to
That's right.
The resource site. You can also join us on YouTube if you would like to visually participate in this podcast. Here is John Maxwell.
Our commitment today in this lesson is to really help you understand communication a little bit better so that you can be a little bit better in communication. So let's go right to the notes.
Okay.
A communicator that cannot lead can cast the vision but not achieve it.
Yeah.
I see it happen all the time.
They will not achieve the goals they want to achieve.
So they put the vision out in front of their people, but they do not have the ability to lead their people to that vision.
Yeah, they don't have instruction.
But they can't lead their people to do it.
Yeah, so there's no instruction.
Lead can cast the vision but not achieve it. A leader that cannot communicate limits his or her leadership potential.
There's going to be reckless.
Because if you're a leader, you're a good leader, but you have the inability to communicate effectively with your people, you are able to put the vision clear enough.
Show them, lead, and follow.
To capture that vision, to stir the people to go forward. One more statement about this. A leader that can communicate maximizes his or her leadership potential.
That's right.
The way to maximize your leadership position and your potential is by effectively learning how to communicate what you know and what you feel.
Through phone, emails,
to know and feel.
Or ask someone to do it. That's still communication. There's a communication in there. Ask someone to do it.
Developing a leadership message and placing that message.
It's like a leadership management.
Secondly, to deliver the leadership message. And number three, to sustain the leadership message.
Yeah.
And again, the communicator that cannot lead effectively can only do number one and two. They can develop a leadership message and they can deliver the leadership message, but they cannot sustain leadership message unless they have leadership in them. That's why I'm talking about leader communicators. I'm putting that together.
Right.
I'm purposely saying I want you to grow in your ability to lead. I want you to grow.
So you need effective skills to become a good leader so they follow.
Trustworthiness is the foundation for the leader communicator.
That's right. Make sure you give the offer first, and then they will follow you. There you are.
If the people don't trust you or me.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, how a leader communicator establishes his credibility.
By giving the offering something, and then they will follow you.
Currency. With it, he or she is solvent. Without it, he or she is bankrupt. Communication reinforces.
Every trust, there's exchange to be believed in.
So doing so
if they want to believe in you, you need to do something to make you prove that you're truly
credibility with people. Number one, speak the truth. Just simple. Tell people what the facts are.
That's right.
People, when you don't hide anything, and you just say, "Well, here, this is the way it is," and you may not even agree with it, but this is what I did, and this is why I did it. I didn't do that well, and I'm sorry. And just speak truth. That will help you establish credibility. Number two,
gain their trust.
We live in an era of transparency, and people want to.
Yeah, you need to be clear. What's the main purpose? The reasons why you have to do that. So they believe in you.
To be candid right from the start. Do not make promises that you cannot keep.
Yeah.
And this is an area that I have had 2 or 3 people really help me with because I have a tendency that I like to help people. I think I've got more time than I really have. And so I have a real easy tendency for me to say, yeah, I'll be glad to do that for you. But then later I say, why in the world would I ever say that?
Mm.
So these are just areas of helping you with credibility. Speak the truth. Don't hide the bad news. Never overpromise.
Never. Or else they're not going to believe in you. They will not follow you. So everything that they have to trust in you, there's an exchange to believe in. So they will do it for you.
Message. There are 4 I's that I want you to make sure that you have. When you communicate to people, just remember the 4 I's. The first one stands for inform. Inform people of what the issues are and what they need to do. Leaders owe their people an explanation of the situation, whether the news again is good or bad.
They tell a story. They tell a story. They're going to catch your emotions, your feelings. That's the power of communication, showing the empathy.
So keep your people up on everything. Because the moment they don't know something, the tendency is for it to always go to what I would consider to be a negative bent. So keep them informed.
Yeah.
Number 2, involve others by soliciting their input. This is so key for a leader to spend time with the people. The decision should be made at the person closest to the ramifications of the decision, not the one who is farthest away from those. So involve others by soliciting their input.
Well, they need to put emotions to make a decision. So when they see that feelings, you have to do it, you're willing to do it, they're going to show that feelings, that sadness, that how deep it is. Show empathy.
That is so key. Often when I'm casting vision, I'll use the phrase, imagine this. And I'll take them off on a journey of, imagine what would happen if we could come together and be a people of peace. Imagine what could happen if we would sacrifice for this vision. Constantly helping to ignite the imagination of people. And invite people to participate in the enterprise.
Well, they have a goals to participate. They have one goal to achieve.
Talk about what people can do for themselves and by themselves are leaders who understand their role as inspiring.
Their roles, their responsibility, what they will do.
Need not be apparent in every message.
That's right.
Understand the timing of it, and it's not like you have to have all 4. But what I do want you to know is, for a movement to begin, all 4 of those I's at certain times of the message have to be included. Sometimes the leader's message is simply an update.
Well, you need to show emotions, feelings, to get people say yes.
The success of leadership communication depends upon.
That's the powerful emotion.
These 4 elements.
So you need to be smart in every decisions you make.
So there are 4 questions I must ask myself in closing this.
You will be put in the trap.
Question number 1, do I have higher expectations of myself?
And you will fail, and there's possible your success.
I hope you do. Because as a leader communicator, you must always go first.
That's right.
Number 2, do I make greater demands on myself than of others? Number 3, am I committed to make my life count before I challenge others? And number 4, am I committed to take the first step before I ask others to follow? And I close with this. If so, I am on the journey of becoming a leader communicator.
There you are. A powerful leader. See, there's no communication. There's no people. There's no people leading. No one will follow you. So you need a communication. So you will lead, and they will follow you. See that? Every communication needs emotions, feelings to attract. Those people will follow you.
You also get one of the top leadership certifications in the world to find out more. Hey, welcome back, podcast family. I hope you, like Chris and I, sitting here in the studio, just kind of listened to this and caught what John was saying. He's been working on me for several years, John has, to make me a better communicator on stage in front of an audience. But Chris, I have to tell you, my favorite thing to do is to lead
you lead with communication, you mean it's that they know the goal.
And not only
They know what they need to accomplish to hit the target.
also walk with them along the way, because often in leading communication, your walk is more important than your talk. And I think John just really stirred in me today. He's worked on me so much about front of room communication that today I just went, yeah, this is something that not only do I enjoy, I feel like most of the time I feel very inadequate in areas that we talk about on the podcast. This is one that I just go, man, I got it. I like this one. I still have a lot to grow and improve on, but I would say that about you. I think that the enjoyment of leading is walking the walk with your team.
Yeah, I
That's
love
right.
this
You need to gather together. You make sure that you have that good communication.
title.
You need to show a body language. You see each other in person. That's still a communication. Sign of communicating each other. That's the person that I talk in the messenger, or somewhere that you use to message each other.
Motivated to do something different.
Yeah.
For those that have led you and been able to communicate extremely well throughout that process. And they are different. We've all had some leaders that couldn't communicate. We've also had, people who communicate and can't lead.
There you are.
What I love about this, podcast viewers, listeners all around the world, thank you for just being a part of our family, taking this and passing it on. What is awesome about this is that we get to see behind the scenes of John Maxwell mentoring Mark on communication. So we try to pull that out. But you can't put a price on this. And here's why I say that.
Yeah.
Because Mark is exactly right about the difference here between stages and then in everyday life. Because I've had the privilege to sit in rooms, to sit in meetings, to sit in meals. And I just sit back and I shut up and I get my pad of paper out and I take notes because I'm watching John and Mark have a conversation about
You need to watch the body language,
how to communicate while leading. And it's completely
the way they talk to each other,
what you're going to hear today.
their eyes, their mouth, their movement, every word they say.
With John Maxwell. And so thank you for being vulnerable, sharing.
That's what they call communication. The sign that they communicate each other.
Chris is not just saying that, because I just thought of this as he said all of that. Look at this right here. For those of you that are YouTube viewers to our podcast, I'm getting ready to show you something from Chris Godey just this week. All right, here we go. Watch this. You're not going to see it. But look, we were just in a meeting this week on Tuesday night. This week on Tuesday night, we were in a meeting.
Well, there's a communication.
Yes, at Wednesday morning at 8:55. It's legit, guys. This is it right here. He sent me this text. For those of you that's viewing, it's that long. You know what all of it was? Was telling me what he had observed about my leadership the night before in front of our team. So we don't just sit here and talk about stuff and tell you what we think.
They show you the task. See, if there's a meeting, they'll show you the task, what you will do, the goal that you want to accomplish to hit the target. There you are.
And it stuck. And so it was a great reward for me for the intentionality. And I know we're getting ready to talk about how you develop. But that was a big thing for me.
So listen, some of you that know me, you may be surprised I even sent a text.
Yeah, exactly.
Responded to a text.
Very incriminated.
But Mark and I are the same text and returning voice habit, so we get each other when it comes to that. Let me give you.
I've read it by now. You see that?
A few days ago, I didn't expect that. Let me set some context before we dive into a couple of things that Mark and I want to share with you guys. First of all, we understand, because we're in this space, that when we're speaking to people, now when we say this, we're communicating, we're talking about leading people.
Okay.
We understand that different people receive our communication differently. And so as we're leading them, we've got to be aware of that. And as a leader, you've got to communicate a little bit.
Well, but that's why there's what is called reading body language.
In our family.
The other way to communicate, to understand.
Others,
right?
That they make decisions on whether or not.
Like they're showing the phone, what is this one? I want this one. So you can read the body language we're talking about. That's the other way to communicate.
And so that's why I said, no doubt there's a difference between a leader who can communicate versus one that can't. Because a leader may come in and just be like, these are the facts we're doing, and they walk out. And that feeling that you left with as a team member did make you want to get on that vision. So I want you to understand there's a lot of layers to understanding your people. Mark and I are going to kind of go past that, but I want you to know, and it first starts with understanding the people that are inside your family and circle of influence before we.
Well, you need to show the feelings.
What Mark's going to share with you.
How you feel, what you feel inside of you. Communicate.
And so you just need to understand the foundation of it. Now, John gave us 3 things in the very beginning. He said, and you must be able to do these 3 things. We've talked a lot about the second one, how you deliver your message.
That's right.
He shared with us the insights.
You should have a plan. How you attract those of people who want to lead. I want to follow you so you can lead.
Developing that message, what have you learned about that?
What kind of emotion you're going to use. So that's one of the other thing. So you have to choose wisely what kind of emotions to attract people so you can lead and they will follow you. That is what they call law of attraction.
And I just want you to know, you only hear one thing that I'm getting ready to say about leading communication. Please take note in the next 2 or 3 minutes and go do whatever you do. The most important time of preparation for me in leading communication is the last 15 minutes before I take the microphone, before I take the chair of the conference room. But let me illustrate that on a personal level. 20 years ago, I was given an incredible gift of a relationship with Stephanie and our instant daughter, Tori, at 11. And I realized that after a day of crazy busyness, now I'm being told this by somebody, I don't remember their name now, I can remember their face. They said, Mark, what do you do the last 5 minutes before you get home after a hard day? And I said, well, I try to cram the phone call, try to get everything done, where I can walk in and put all this things in one thing. He said, you need to find a place.
That's right.
From your house. You need to physically promote. You need to drop everything, and you need to spend the next 5 minutes of the drive wondering, how can I best enter in my family's environment and make it feel like they're the most important thing? How would you want to present? Drop everything, and that last 5 minutes, I still do it this day. I pull over, 5 minutes before, I get everything out, no radio, no phones, no anything, and then the last 5 minutes of my drive, I think about how I can walk into the house and lift the home environment. Now, I've been doing that now for 20 years, got a 17-year-old, she doesn't even know it, but every day I'm coming home, I'm dropping everything, spending time now. Let's take that back to leading communicator. The most important thing that I can do as a communicator, whether it's in a home, I'm dropping everything, spending time now. Let's take that back to leading communicator. The most important thing that I can do as a communicator, whether it's in a boardroom with my team, the important thing I can do is to relate with them, to connect with them.
Yeah.
That's why John wrote the book, Leadership. Everyone communicates.
You should know your audience. That's the number one. So how can you get their attention so they will believe in you?
15 minutes before you go.
Now you have to choose what kind of emotions to attract those audience.
What's that deal? John has taught me, just like that person taught me years ago, how I connect with people at the very beginning.
You need emotions, feelings.
The power of the message. So when we're talking about how we develop, most of the time the people
That's the other way
what I
to attract audience.
I'm developing how are we
Show your feelings. How deeply they will believe in you.
just like John has taught me, and
So when you catch the empathy very low level,
I want to see
they will believe in you and will follow you.
to the audience. I want to be like that. I want to be back behind some curtain. I want to be able to visualize how are they sensing, what's the vibe they're doing, what's the energy there. Same thing with my team. I walked into when I walked into the house, I wonder what their challenges are right now. I wonder how engaged they are. Is it the beginning of the day? Is it the end of the day? Is it
It is challenging sometimes, especially different kind of audience.
You've got to prepare yourself to really.
That's why you have to choose. You have what they call demographics.
I purposed many years ago, Chris.
So so you know how they gather each other.
A couple of questions I would have liked to have been. Because I determined that if anybody felt anything about me, I wanted them to feel authenticity. I wanted them to feel like I was being authentic. It was more important to me than liking my points, my content, or the takeaways. I wanted them to go, wow, this guy really is who he says that he is. That doesn't just happen. You have to really prepare yourself because I come in and I'm so excited and my passion's overwhelming.
Yeah,
You can miss
that's your passion.
of the messenger because you're too intent on the
Acting as a leader, right?
applicability of the content. So when
To
you're
communicate effectively, you need to act. That's why the other way, you have to act as a leader.
we talk a lot about delivery. The only way to sustain
That's what they call the talent, still talent.
you're still living in this. You talked about, we know a lot of communicators that know how to talk a big game on leadership, but just don't know how to live the game. That's always sustainable. When I give a message in developing, I ask myself, will I still be feeling this message 2
See?
weeks from now?
What's it called? Emotions now. You need to show emotions.
Will I still be able to live out?
If you need to put the emoji sad face or the crying face, you have to send it.
Then I'm ready to know I'm giving a sustainable message to
So
them.
they will believe in you.
Sticking their heads with this great, cool, memorable handle.
If you have the audience who are very low emotional intelligence, empathy, you can catch them easily.
2 weeks from now. That ability to live in whatever your message
That's what they call ability. Skills, that's your skills.
Develop that in your
Act as a leader.
and make sure it's sustainable weeks later when you're not still giving the message verbally.
What I love about what you just said, I want to unpack a couple of things for our listeners and those viewing on YouTube. When you talk about that, in order for it to be sustainable, by the way, towards the end of this lesson, John has 4 questions that you have to ask yourself as a leader and communicator. Mark and I are going to challenge you at the end of this podcast, this lesson here, to go and spend some time reflecting on that and answering those questions. And maybe even share it with your team. Share this lesson with the team and give them some context and then ask them to answer those questions about you. What came to mind when you just said that was, in order for this message to be sustainable inside my team, my organization, you have to live out what you're talking about. You have to live it out. And yours is authenticity in a way. And what's interesting enough is that if you're doing that, then the way that you develop...
The lesson that you will gain is that cooperation. So you need a cooperation to achieve your goal. So you need to use a body language that are assigned to communicate each other. That's what they call communication.
To Mark's point, if we're doing number 3...
Or they communicate.
So that it's sustainable. Right? You're modeling it. By the way, leadership is contagious. If you're modeling...
Body language sign that there's a communication. They communicate.
The same way with that authenticity. Now, let me just go a little bit deeper on the developing part. So you gave us, which I love, I took a note on the, hey, I just got to get away, feel, how can I add value to the team, the family, whatever it is, clear my mind, get ready. Got to sit
to show value, cooperation.
Feel the energy. Let's go one step further.
You have to follow the goals to achieve.
You know you have to communicate a message to a group or a family.
So you can hit the target, the middle.
What goes into your mind in developing that leadership message? You're sitting there, you're at your desk, you're thinking about, I've got to spend some time with the team, and I got to share this message. What goes through your mind as you're beginning to develop what you're going to share?
So, first, let me quote a guy that's been on our podcast before. He's one of the best communicators, according to John Maxwell, and I agree with him. He happens to be a brilliant pastor, but he's a great podcaster here in Atlanta, A.D. Stanfield. And before he communicates any message, he gets 3 or 4 avatars and makes sure that he gets in their shoes before he finalizes the message. He thinks about a single mom. He thinks about a couple. He thinks about people going through a very difficult time. He thinks about other